channel NITT viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on channel NITT. A few episodes ago, I talked about my real life love experiences with INFPs. So actually this episode, I had intended to talk about my first love, so to speak. But I am a very late bloomer. I only have my first girlfriend when I was 22. Very late, right? So my first relationship was with an ISFJ, but before that I actually have many fringe puppy relationships. So before I talk about my first real relationship, which was with an ISFJ, I think I want to first share about my love relationships when I'm in the earlier schooling days. So that includes the primary school and in junior college, because I went to an all-boys secondary school. I actually had my first relationship when I was 22, very late. Why? Because I don't know how to pursue a girl. So it is not true that the ENTJ is not daring. If I wanted to ask a person today to be my partner or for something else, like I would just ask if I think that the person is also interested. So if I think that it is a two-way type of a mutual interest, I would trust my gut and I would go ahead and take the initiative. However, when I was much younger, I think my SE is not strong enough. I do not really want to take this risk, and I take a lot of times gathering information. So take note, SI is the blind spot of the ENTJ. So a lot of times when stressed or when in very special circumstances, such as during an examination, the ENTJ may engage SI much more. So in a lot of my previous episodes, let's say for example, the traveling episode, traveling with the ENTJ. So traveling can be a very stressful, unusual situation for the ENTJ. So they might be exceptionally SI. So like checking the passport is there, that kind of a thing. So during the exams, we can really check our work again to make sure that we do not make mistakes. So in my earlier days, when I was stressed about whether the person would accept me as a boyfriend, I think SI really came a lot to make and delay my progression in love and relationship. I remember when I was in primary school, actually I have 4 primary schools. That's because I shifted house 3 times. So this does not facilitate any relationship at all. But I remember very clearly in that 6 primary school years, in every year from primary 1 to primary 6, I liked a different girl. But that is because I went to 4 different schools. I could remember every of their names. I could also remember what really caught my attention. So for example, in primary 1, I was actually playing at the monkey bars. So you know on a monkey bar you can actually swing below and you can go all the way up and then you just climb down that way, right, on top. So I was under the monkey bar and I just looked up and she was just there like a fairy. And suddenly I fell in love. But she never will know because I did not tell her about it. I just didn't know what to do about it. So for the 6 years I had 6 different love interests. But I think only 2 of these people eventually got to know, because for my primary 2, there is a mutual interest. The other girl that I was actually interested in was also interested in me. But I didn't manage to do anything about it. Although I know there were a lot of primary school students, right? They are very brave. They just say, can you be my girlfriend, you know? I like that person and she also liked me and I know that very well. But during the next year, she has actually already moved away or shifted out of this school. So I did not have enough time to actually make this relationship blossom, this puppy relationship. And then since she has left, then in primary 3, I liked another person. So it is very interesting because from the ENTJ's point of view, we tend to have this tendency to like a person very quickly. We fall in love almost very quickly. So it's not exactly love, but infatuation. Infatuation happens very fast. And for my JC days, it's the same. But up to the JC point, right, I actually like a particular person in my junior college. And I don't know what to do about it because she's quite popular and there were a lot of other suitors. So I don't want to take a risk. I remember having stalked her, which means to say I actually followed her to her home. But I already know her address, so I pretended to be ahead, to walk ahead, and then go to the same place. So now to think about it, it's kind of scary because I am basically trying to assess by looking at whether she's interested. I was just trying to see whether if I do this, she will look pleasantly surprised, that kind of thing. But I captured from my intuition that she's not interested in me at all. So eventually I just dropped it. So as an ENTJ, I think I can fall in love and get infatuated fairly quickly, but I can also pull out and withdraw my emotions as quickly. It's just that maybe fall quickly, but pull out also quickly, but not as quickly. So overall, when I think about it, it's the real failure. Anyway, they don't teach you how to do such things in primary school or secondary school, right? So eventually, when I had my first relationship, it was kind of a bumpy because to know how to go about it. It was that person who actually made an initiative. She was 2 years older. And that was the only relationship whereby I think that the other person was older. The ENTJ is very interesting in the sense that at first, if we are not sure, we may fumble a bit, but once we know how to play the game or how to go about doing the thing, we can do it well. So definitely now, love and dating and relationships and all things are quite chicken feed, is it? Now as an ENTJ, I still make an assessment of a person to see whether that person may really be interested in me before I take an initiative. I think it's just being careful. Maybe it's an ego problem, but that part still holds. Most of the time, I just go ahead anyway. But sometimes I realize that this person is definitely not going to be interested, then I just drop the person. So in a lot of cases, the other person will not even know that I was initially interested, because as an ENTJ, we usually look very cold to start off with. So in the past, I think that of all the people that I have actually liked or felt attracted to, the other person may not even know that I was interested in them romantically. So when I was in JC, there was a person who was actually interested in me. So I actually evaluated. I wasn't that keen, and so I am not the type who would want to have a girlfriend for being attached sake. Really have to like the person. So I didn't reject the person, and I think she knew eventually that she just drifted away. Now to think about it, yes, if I didn't like a person, I will definitely just tell the person that it's best that we remain as friends. But during the time, I didn't do it. So I think given that we have matured along the way, we would definitely be better at handling this kind of relationship. Okay, so this is a prelude to my next few episodes where I'm going to talk about my real experiences with other MBTI types in a romantic relationship. So viewers, thank you so much for having supported our channel so far. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more MBTI, ENTJ and fun stuff. So fellow ENTJs, are you like me when you were much younger in your schooling days when it comes to romantic relationships? So comparatively, I think that I am really very late because nowadays, right, in today's era, a lot of the people that I know, they are already having a boyfriend or a girlfriend at the age of 13, 14. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I look forward to see you in our next episode. Bye bye!